tracking strong storms rolling into Hampton Roads tonight. Most of us are under a severe thunderstorm watch until late tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Janet Roach.
And I'm Philip Townsend. Tomorrow, the Virginia Beach Police Department is holding a free active shooter training at the Coastal Community Church. 13 News Now reporter Megan Shin sat down with the officer in charge.
Inside the Coastal Community Church on Independence Boulevard.
This is a Stop the Bleed kit right here.
Master Police Officer David Nieves is preparing for an active shooter workshop. It's a free training starting at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Anyone who goes will learn how to prepare in case of an active shooter situation. Nieves says he's taught this class for 7 years now.
Coworkers, they refer to it as the David Show.
It's a show full of crowd participation.
This is our substitute items that we teach people to throw at the active shooter.
And laughs.
Yes, there is a T-Rex in my show.
But it's a topic Nieves takes seriously.
It's not a funny subject, but we have to really take it to heart, understand that we can learn and have fun at the same time.
During the 4-hour defense workshop, Nieves will teach you how to recognize a hostile situation, and you'll learn how your body responds. Participants will also practice no skills needed maneuvers to fight off a gunman. With hundreds of these presentations under his belt, his goal is to make potential active shooters think twice.
They realize maybe Virginia Beach is not the place because the citizens will be ready for them.
While empowering the Virginia Beach community to stay safe in a time of crisis.
I love this city, I love this community, I'm part of it, and I thank them for coming because I want them to learn.
In Virginia Beach, Megan Shin, 13 News Now.
Next, our storm mode coverage continues. See where the powerful storm cells are right now.
Then we'll explain how a fight over a flag led to a federal indictment.
And only on 13 News Now, what you need to know about the hemp industry in Hampton Roads.
The company's goal is to have products shipped out of this building by this fall, but that all depends on how soon they get licensed. We're live in Chesapeake. Adriana de Alba, 13 News Now.
We have breaking news right now. Reports of an active shooter at the Virginia Beach Municipal Center. We know there are at least 2 victims right now. We're told an employee with the city. They tell us that people are being asked to shelter in place and lock their doors. We have crews headed to the scene right now. We're going to update you as soon as we learn more.
All right, we're going back first, Evan, to breaking news in Virginia Beach. We're hearing reports of an active shooter at the Virginia Beach Municipal Center.
Right now, details are limited, but we want to get to 13 News Now anchor Nicole Livas. She's in now. Nicole, bring us up to speed here.
All right, Philip and Janet, as you know, this is we're getting details rolling in now. We are making lots of phone calls. We have crews that are scrambling to the scene, but here's what we know. We just talked to Drew Langford. He's the Director of Public Works with the City of Virginia Beach. He says one of his co-workers has been hurt in this shooting. An employee with the city told us that people are being asked to shelter in place there at the Municipal Center, lock their doors. There are 2 victims that we know, and again, Drew Langford, Director of Public Works with Virginia Beach, told us that one of the victims is a co-worker. Robert Boyd, one of our reporters, he is heading to the scene. He said traffic was at a standstill near Strawbridge Elementary within like the past 10-15 minutes. That's General Booth Boulevard area. So this is something that we continue to follow. Look for updates on air and on 13newsnow.com. But again, an active shooter at the Virginia Beach Municipal Center. We know there are at least 2 victims. Back to you.
All right, Nicole, thank you. Well, joining us on the phone right now is Drew Langford with the city of Virginia Beach. Mr. Langford, first of all, can you tell us just what you know at this point?
There's an active shooter in Building 2. I don't know if it's been apprehended. The police are not in the crouch position right now, so I'm assuming he has, but there's still a huge police presence. The helicopter's overhead. Right before y'all called, I was told by my boss one of my coworkers was shot. I don't know the condition because we got cut off. I know they've got lockdown in all the buildings here, including Building 1, which is next door, which is City Hall. Now, some of the police are coming back now, so I might try and get an update, but nope, I don't.
When you say Building 2, who is housed in Building 2, and give us an idea of what departments, how many people might have been in there?
Public Works, Public Utilities, and Planning.
And that's where you're right now, Drew?
Yep, across the street. Now, I do see some police entering one of the side doors, so I don't know what that indicates at this point, but
Drew, how did this come to your attention? Did you hear gunshots? Did you hear anything about who this, anything about the shooter, him or herself?
I work in Building 2. Fortunately, I just left to run down the street for a meeting, and my daughter, who works in Building 1, called me, just delirious, going, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, why shouldn't I be?" And she told me, and then I got a call from the police communications team, so I hauled freight down here and just pulled up in front of the building. There's probably 15 cars right here just in this parking lot. And then one of my coworkers over in Building 1 texted me saying, "What's going on?" I just saw a bloodied employee. So I let her know, and like I said, the police have been all spread out. There hadn't been an opportunity for me to go running up bothering them saying, "What's the latest?" But as soon as okay, I see people coming out of Building 1 now. Let me see if they got somebody apprehended or not.
Drew, we actually just confirmed we're getting reports that a shooter is in custody right now. Is that what it looks like what you're seeing? Are you watching that happen right now?
I'm looking, yeah. I can't tell if they're hauling out somebody who's injured. Yeah, they're hauling out somebody who's injured, and the shooter must still be in there because there's 2 police officers walking backwards, holding their guns on the building. So yeah, they're bringing somebody out who's injured.
Okay, they're bringing somebody. So to what you know about your coworker and the person that you're seeing now, have you heard any reports that there may be more victims?
I haven't yet. Like I said, my boss was calling in somebody. They called him and let him know, and that was the last I heard.
Okay, we are getting.
I see him moving. I see the one they brought out moving, but it looks like he's probably in great pain because he's,
okay,
really moving all over the ground like he's in huge pain. But the EMS is taking care of him right now.
Okay.
I don't know any more shooters. I mean, any more victims. But I'm trying to find out here in the next couple of minutes. I see some people coming over this way. So.
And you're standing outside right now, I guess, with a number of city employees that are all just trying to get out of harm's way.
I'm the only employee I know of out here. I'm sure all of them are under their desk now. My daughter called from Building 1. That was instructions they were giving. Get under your desk and stay there.
So you're in your car right now outside. You were pulling
and
up.
I see the officers heading back into the building, so I don't know if they're going to get more injured or what.
Okay. All right. But based on the position of the officers, it gives you the impression that the shooter might still be in there because their guns are still drawn. We have heard reports.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're looking at a live picture at the area. You see the police officers. It looks like there is an ambulance, several EMS crews back there talking to Drew Langford, who is a city spokesperson who was actually not in the building where this happened, but he works in the building. He got word that one of his employees, one of his coworkers was actually hurt. He saw another injured person being taken out just a little while ago. You see the Kempsville Volunteer Rescue Squad leaving right now. He's unsure. We have gotten reports that the shooter is in custody, but we don't know that for a fact. What Drew has been able to describe is that he saw officers backing out of the building, backing away, but their guns were still drawn, and he saw another person who was injured. So we're still working to find out how many victims there are, who this shooter might be. We do know that it's the end of the day, pretty much of the work day down there in Virginia Beach. Public Utilities, Public Works. This was the building where those particular departments are housed.
Building 2, I guess is what he said.
Building 2. Drew, are you still there? Okay. He told us to hold on a little while ago. He was trying to get some information. You could tell that things are very disjointed, very fluid as we try to figure out what's going on here. Obviously, a very tense situation. Ironically, there is a shooter drill training. Active shooter training drill that was scheduled for tomorrow. Let's go to Robert Boyd. He's our reporter. He's live on the scene. Robert, what can you tell us about this?
Well, we just arrived on scene. We were at the ocean front, and as soon as we heard about this, we obviously booked it over here. And on the way here, I can't tell you the amount of fire trucks and ambulances like we're seeing right here behind us that were racing past us. I would say in the last 5 minutes I've been here, we've seen at least 4 or 5 ambulances leaving the courthouse area, and we've seen another 4 or 5 ambulances going toward the courthouse area. And as we pan, as our photographer Bono pans way off there in the distance, you can see a number of fire trucks, police cars lined up and down Princess Anne Road. We believe that is probably the epicenter of where this all took place. No cars being allowed anywhere near there. This is as close as we were able to get. Right now, obviously, police keeping everyone really far back. And I think the reason because of that is because there's still a lot of speculation regarding the shooter. Where is the shooter? Even if the shooter is in custody, still could be a danger. So right now, they're keeping everyone as far back as possible. As I believe you guys have reported, we've been told 2 victims so far. We saw a couple ambulances coming from this scene. As we were driving towards it, we can maybe only just assume 1 or 2 of those victims were in those ambulances. And right now you see the mobile command center being brought in. It's going to be all hands on deck for several hours out here, you can imagine, as police try to get to the bottom of this. And right now a lot of people sitting in traffic have been yelling to us, what's going on, what's going on? People driving home Friday afternoon rush hour on a summer day, feeling good, and then all of a sudden finding out this devastating news that someone opened fire right here at one of the busiest areas in town. Like you said, building number 2. A lot of people work there, and it appears this happened right when probably work was getting out for the day. So you can only imagine how many people were in jeopardy of getting shot. And we could just hope at this point that the number of victims remains at 2 and doesn't escalate throughout the day. But we're here just monitoring this. Traffic, as you see again, being rerouted all over the place. No one being anywhere near that area right there. Everyone's having to turn around here at Nimmo and go one way or the other, but no one is being allowed to drive past that courthouse area.